name is Bruce, and I come from Zimbabwe, from the second biggest city in Zimbabwe called Bulawayo, and I speak a language called Ndebele, which is close to the Zulu language in South Africa. So a Zulu person can speak to a Ndebele person throughout the day, and we can all understand each other. There's very little words that separate the two languages. So Ndebele, which is the second biggest tribe in Zimbabwe and the second most spoken language in Zimbabwe. I've been in the arts for about, I started doing this when I was about 10 years old, and my first ever performance was when I was 11 years old in a big theatre. It's called the Bulawayo Theatre, which is one of the biggest venues in Zimbabwe. That was my first performance, and I remember I was performing with a group that trained me, a group called Ncube Theatre Works. They're based in Bulawayo, so that's where I got the training in drumming. I'm a percussionist myself. That's what I'm known for when I'm in Zimbabwe. I play with a lot of different bands and everything else. So my first performance was when I was 11 in front of a full house at Bulawayo Theatre. It takes about 500 people, and you can imagine at 11 years old performing in front of all those people, and when the lights go up, you're amazed. For the first 10 minutes or so, my heart was really pumping, and I can remember that moment when the curtains open up and you can't see people, but you're hearing all these people cheering, and most of the people that were in the audience were white people. And being somebody growing up in a place where there's poverty, where there's not much that happens, where we don't see white people, where we think white people are at the top, where we think white people have got it all, performing in front of all those people, it was just amazing. And the first 10 minutes I was just like, my heart was really pumping, and but when time went on, I remember we did a 1 hour performance, and I was drumming throughout the whole thing at 11 years old. That was the biggest experience that I've ever had when I was quite young, and I still remember that quite well. And that built me up to who I am probably today, because I thought, this is it. I can spend the rest of my life performing and teaching people, all these people, big numbers and everything else. So that pushed me to further my arts and learn more and move on. So from then I took up the arts. At 16 years old, when I finished my GCSEs, the high school, I thought, there's nothing that I've got passion for. There's nothing else. Well, I used to play football with my friends, but the arts had taken everything, and I just enjoyed it. So I took up the arts at 16 years old. I remember my first trip outside the country was when I was 16 years old. I went to Botswana for about 4 days. It was part of the weekend when we took part in one of the biggest festivals in Southern Africa, and that was a really amazing experience. And I had 2 years in Zimbabwe. At 18 I started traveling the world. That was my first trip, was when I went to Aberdeen, which is the Aberdeen International Youth Festival, and we were there for about a month. And that was an amazing experience, because you get to meet people from different countries, and you interact with a lot of different people, and you get to learn from other guys on how you set up the stage and how you get the audience involved. Again, that was like one of the biggest performances that I've been in so far. Like huge numbers. I remember when we were looking over in the back of our backstage, like there was windows at the back, and we would see loads of cars, people packed up there, and just coming to watch us. Again, when the curtains opened up, there was like, I don't know, probably 1,000 people in the audience. That was life-changing, and ever since then I've been traveling the world and just teaching in festivals, in schools and everything else. So what I specialize in myself, like I said, I'm a percussionist mostly. This is what I specialized in when I was growing up. But I used to pick up, I find it easy to harmonize anything. Like I said, my music is all about listening. I can't read music. If you give me a sheet of paper to try and read the notes and everything, I just get lost. Just sing or play a guitar or play a piano or whatever, I'll find the harmony, I'll find the singing in there, whether through an instrument or whatever. I just pick it up from there. So that's how I learn music. And I've chosen not to learn how to write music and everything else, because this is part of my culture. This is how I keep my culture, and I think it's important. It'll be nice maybe to just learn it, but I would never teach the music through the notes. I find there's a lot of people even in the UK, younger people and older people, that also can't read the music and they feel like they're left out. But some of them, when they come to my workshops and performances, I just sing one note with them over and over again, and then they get it in the end. And that makes people feel comfortable to join in because they find their parts in what I do. Music is all part of us. I never trained the music. It's all through listening. The way I teach my music is still the traditional way, where people just gather around and somebody starts singing and we start harmonizing and add whatever we feel like can be part of that.
Hi, my name is Rio, and what instruments do you play?
I play mostly Zimbabwean traditional instruments. One, the drums, but our drums are not the same as the drums that you're used to. You've got the kit drums, yeah, and you're used to playing the djembe. The djembe comes from West Africa, but in Southern Africa, but in Zimbabwe to be specific, our drums are different. They're made of cow skin. So I play the Zimbabwean traditional drums. I play marimba, which is like the xylophone. I play mbira, which is the one that I started with. It's the one with 22 keys and the one with 15 keys. So it's all, traditional Zimbabwean instruments. So I play about 4 different instruments.
I'm Oakley. Have you ever composed any of your own songs to play on the drums or sing?
Yeah, I tend to use traditional songs. Like I said in the beginning, I like to keep my tradition, my culture going. So I tend to use traditional songs that were there from before. But I've composed my own music. I'm yet to record some of my songs. But still, all the songs are based on the rhythms of, Africa. And I compose my own drumming patterns and everything else, and everything. I tap on everything, and once I get something right, I take my phone and record it for next time when I want to teach somebody.
And how does it feel to be a professional drummer and a professional singer?
Hi, Damario. How does it feel to be a professional singer and performer? It's a good feeling, It's one of the amazing things because you inspire a lot of people with your music, and also I find most of the times people that perform, it's something that they love, it's something that's in them. So you're doing a job where you have fun as well. You get to travel the world, you get to meet different people, you get to teach you know, a lot of people. In the process, you're learning as well from other artists when you go to festivals and all of that. So it's really amazing.
What made you start singing?
What made me start singing? I guess, like I said, this is part of my culture. I didn't go to school, you know, to learn the music. I just picked it up and I joined the group and I started performing with them, and I enjoyed it, and I just followed my dreams and wanted to travel the world and see different places through the music.
Do you actually look like Will I Am?
Do I actually look like Will I Am? I've had a lot of people say to me, you look like Will I Am. I think I look better than him though. What do you think? Yeah? I've had a lot of people in different places, in shops and everywhere, say to me, oh, do you know what? You look like Will I Am. I think I look better than him.
Do you have any other people who you perform with?
Hi Jess, do I have any other people that I perform with? Yeah, I perform with a lot of other people, especially from Zimbabwe. Well, I even do here in the UK. I've done some stuff with Will, and we're going to do more work together soon, probably with you as well in your school. So yeah, I perform with a lot of other different artists.
Natalie, how do you usually start a song?
Hi Natalie, that's one very difficult question to ask and to answer. How do I usually start a song? I'll go back to the beginning where I said I don't read music. So most of my music is not written down. I usually don't know what key I'm on. So I don't do on keys, or whether I'm on G or F or A. So the people that I teach most of the times, I teach them to be flexible in all my music. So if I start on any key, they'll get it. How do I start my songs? That's literally just opening my mouth and then start singing, and then I start organizing the harmonies and everything else. I don't play by the book when it comes to music. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it's always worked for me. I hope I answered that right.
Hi, my name's Kenny, and where do you normally perform?
Hi Kenny, where do I normally perform? I perform everywhere. Everywhere I'm hired to perform, I go and perform in schools, in universities, in festivals, in community halls, in theatres, in prisons, hospitals, at any place, in houses, and when people celebrate their birthdays, they hire me to come and perform or teach. So I perform across, like everywhere.
Hi, I'm Jack. I got a question. How many shows have you done?
Hi Jack. How many shows have I done? To be honest, I cannot count how many shows I've done. Can you imagine? I started doing this at 11 years old, and now I don't want to tell you my age. I'm old enough, and I've been performing almost every year, at least 10, 20 times in different places. So it's just been continuously. I cannot count really, but it's been many times. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Natalie. How much practice do you have a day?
How long do I normally practice? I try and practice every day, because if you want to get any better with your music, be it sport as well, be it anything in life, you just need to keep pushing. So every day I try and make time, at least 2 hours every day, to rehearse whatever I need to teach or perform. So it's either playing the mbira or playing the drums, or or singing and everything else, because I need my voice sharp for every performance, for every workshop and everything else. So at least 4 times a week I rehearse and try and perfect my craft.
My name is Lottie, and do you have any drums, and how many do you have?
Hi Lottie. I've got two calabashes. You know, like the big pumpkin. I'll bring it to your school one day when we meet each other. It's a traditional West African, you know, like a big pumpkin that we use for playing. I've got two of those, and I've got a set of congas. That's two of them, and then I've got a djembe, and then I've got two traditional Zimbabwean drums, and then the big dundun. So I've got about 7 different drums, different types and different sizes. That's what I normally use.
My name's Lucy. Do you ever get nervous before you start singing?
Hi Lucy. I do get nervous before I perform. It's almost every musician, I think. You get. It's almost some kind of adrenaline that comes into you. If you don't really feel that, then you're probably not ready to perform. Do you know what I mean? It's not exactly as you're nervous in the first few times when you are starting, you know, to perform. Like I said in the video earlier on that when I was 11, my first performance, the first 10 minutes, I was like, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? But as time went on, I built the confidence. So when you grow up, when you grow older and into your craft and, you know, start doing it all the time, you still have that nervousness, but I wouldn't call it, you know, like, it's not as when you started. It's just a feeling that you're going on stage. Am I going to do the right thing? Am I going to, you know, you always have that. So yes, you get nervous, but once you hit the stage and get going, that's it. You start enjoying it.
My name is Jack Mobley, and what songs do you mostly like singing?
Hi Jack. I like singing my traditional songs, and I do listen to, you know, a lot of other different songs, like from UB40, you know, like Tracy Chapman, you know, like what you call it, Coldplay, and all those other guys. Yeah, I listen to all sorts of music and a lot of West African music, because I find their singing is a lot different from my singing, although we are all from the same continent, but their style is really different, and I like it a lot.
What if you could do anything else? What would you do?
If I could do anything else, what could I do? I could be a footballer. I love football. I love playing football. But I can't exchange anything for what I do right now. Well, I know you say if I could be anything else, I'll play football. I love playing football. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you for all the fantastic questions. You've been asking some of the most difficult questions that I've ever been asked in different performances and everything else. And I see you're clever kids, and I wish you all the best in your studies and everything else, in sports and in your drumming and playing different instruments and everything else. And I look forward to seeing you and working with you soon. Yeah. I'm going to teach you one of Zimbabwean traditional songs. In this song, we've got about 3 parts in it, like 3 different harmonies. So the song is all about greetings when you greet people. The word says salibonani, salibonani, as in S-A-L-I-B-O-N-I. S-A-L-I-B-O-N-I. Salibonani. That's to say hello to many people. So imagine yourselves performing in front of you know, a lot of people in a theatre and you're saying Salibonani as you start your performance. Yeah, that's how you do it in my country. So that first bit that I did is done by girls because it's on a higher pitch. Salibona, Salibona. And you know you've got it right when it's coming from here, from your tummy and out. You just, you know, have to take it out from your tummy and just belt it out. Just raise the roof. That's what we do as Africans. You know, our voices are quite loud, but in harmony. Yeah. So the first bit is for the girls because we're quite high. I'm going to try and add another part onto that. So, Salibona, Salibona. That's the first bit. So I'll go Salibona, Salibona, Salibona ni. Salibona, Salibona, Salibona ni. Salibona, Salibona, Salibona ni. So that's two parts. I'll try and make it at least three different harmonies. Yep. So that's three different parts. Alright kids, like I said, all of my music is based on harmonizing. So I've given you those three parts, and here's the challenge. It's for you to sing those songs, that song in those three parts, yeah? And also try and incorporate the drumming like I did in the first clip, yeah? I hope you're all up for the challenge and I look forward to seeing you. Good luck.